Yes, welcome back. Time to talk AFL, Timmy.
Yep.
And, can't talk a lot about the AFL from our point of view because we're not playing, but boy,
We'll move on quickly.
We move on. There's been some big games, isn't there? Just some. I love AFL finals. We're not in there, but, you know,
What do you think of the
you still
results
watch
last
them.
week, first of all, because that'll shape into these two finals coming up. But what were your thoughts? I thought the West Coast Collingwood game was the best game.
Terrific game to watch, yes.
What did you think?
I agree. That was the best game to watch.
Yeah.
But I think also the best conditions. I think they had the best conditions as well. So, a terrific game. I think it was always going to be West Coast in that game. I don't know why. I think I tipped Collingwood last week.
But I was actually surprised at the momentum that they got in the last quarter.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
after Collingwood probably being almost in control for three quarters,
Yeah.
the way they got the momentum back and the crowd carried them over the line.
Yeah.
I think they had 8 or 9 scoring shots to 2.
Yeah.
So you could see that the momentum swung.
Yeah.
And now they get 2 home finals, the West Coast. You'd probably say they're going into to grand final day.
Well, so who will they have to front up against if because you've got Melbourne?
It'll be out of the Melbourne
Hawthorn.
Melbourne Hawthorn game.
Of course it will, yeah.
One of those guys will have to go over to the West.
Okay, a tough gig.
Well, it is a tough
Well,
gig.
it's
It's not
extremely
only
tough.
a tough gig, it's just that home ground advantage with 55,000 inside the new stadium to be able to bring them home like they did last week. You're going to be up against it regardless.
Yeah.
And let's face it, if it is either Melbourne or Hawthorn, they're not going to have a lot of support in Perth.
No, that's a fair point.
Yeah,
the support's not going to be there.
It's going to be a tough one.
It was interesting with West Coast because it was their stars in the end. It was the stars. It was your Kennedy, Darling, and these types of guys that got them over the line after being really quiet. They were quiet. Darling was quiet.
he was.
Kennedy hardly had a kick.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, boom, here they are.
Which is part of that momentum and getting more inside 50s, more opportunities are going to occur, and that's what ended up happening for them to get up and to be victorious. But if we do move into this week's game, firstly, gut feel, if I had to go bang, Melbourne Hawthorn, which one?
Melbourne.
Yeah. And just now, give me your analysis why.
I haven't rated Hawthorn all year.
It's funny, isn't it? Yet they finished top 4.
Well, I think going on the back of 3 or 4 games where they won by under 5 points or something like that, which you've got to do. Port Adelaide, on the other
Takes
hand,
an arm.
lost 3 games or 4 games by the same margin.
And you could say the same about Adelaide.
And Adelaide, a similar thing as well. I just don't think they're good enough right now, Hawthorn. I just don't think they're good enough. Whereas I think Melbourne are. Melbourne are playing good footy as well. I think Hawthorn are in a situation where they're going to have to make some pretty drastic changes in the next couple of years. And I thought it would be this year. Full credit to them for making
When you say drastic changes, Hawthorn
I just think they're going to lose a lot of players.
Done that.
Good players.
They haven't done that underneath Alistair Clark.
That's right.
Have they?
But eventually you
Very
have
smart
to,
with
Timmy.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Unless you recruit and buy. And
I'm not going to put any money on that one.
Okay. So what are you saying? Hawthorn or a chance on Friday night?
Look, they, I think, will get beat. Two factors for me. Max Gawn is number one.
Yeah.
The other factor is Jack Viney in the Melbourne side makes them look completely different.
Yes,
I think they're so much harder with Jack Viney in the team.
Yeah.
And he's such a terrific leader and ball getter that combination with this little hard nut and makes everything else gel. So I think that's the 2 blokes that stood out for me in the victory, and I think that they will be able to do that again. Hawthorn, we know, don't underestimate Hawthorn.
I'm not underestimating
a lot
them.
of people have.
Yeah.
Their kicking skills are second to none.
Yes.
I think it's Melbourne for me.
Okay. The other game we're looking at is GWS v Eddie Maguire.
Yeah.
Eddie wants it played on Wednesday morning.
Did you see the emotion in
Yes,
Eddie?
I love it.
It was fantastic.
I love it, Tim. I mean,
Well, he loves his club.
That's football to me. That's football. Your presidents of. I reckon you could, if you wanted to name 18 league presidents right now, you could probably name 4.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
He's number 1. Yeah.
Well, because these guys are out there.
Yeah.
Koshy's out there.
Yeah.
He don't mind getting out there.
Yeah.
Eddie loves it. Eddie, look, that emotion that he showed.
The emotion he showed and some of those umpiring decisions that he really showed some emotion on. I could only probably see that if you were the president of a club.
Yeah.
I think that's the only time we would see that matched.
Yeah, that's fair point,
And perhaps that disdain.
Yeah.
For
I love it,
decision
mate.
making.
I just think that he's well, he's great for the game anyway. Eddie's great for the game. Done marvellous things with Collingwood. He can whinge all he likes about whatever he likes. But I didn't get what I sort of get what he was on about. But when it comes to finals, mate, there's the draw. You know, a couple of weeks out what you're doing. Don't worry about it. Nathan Buckley said the same thing.
Yeah, I think the old
Get on
adage
with it.
is don't make excuses, just deal with what is and
Get on
win.
with it. Yeah.
And win. That's the main thing. So, will Collingwood beat GWS? They're playing good football.
Yeah. In Melbourne.
Yep. But
This is a tough one.
it's a tough one.
I still like Collingwood.
Okay.
I still like Collingwood.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure why. I mean, I just think
I
that
think it's in Melbourne. I think
yeah,
they're a
Melbourne.
big
They've
chance.
come in with some
Yeah.
form. My only issue is coming back from Perth.
Yeah,
bit
I think
sore.
they'll get over that. I think they win.
Yeah, you like Collingwood?
They got to stop a little bloke up forward though.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
A man
yeah.
who protects his space.
Yeah, yes. He plays for the martial arts team of GWS.
What did you
is
think
that?
of it? He did it
What- you know, Tim-
five times.
You know, when I first saw it, I thought, well, I've done that.
Yeah.
But that's a long time ago.
Yeah,
and I have not seen it.
Yeah. Was that a nightclub?
It was at a nightclub, I agree. True.
But
Did you see that?
But it was so often that you're going, is
Yeah.
he doing it on purpose or is he?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now that won't be allowed next year.
Yeah.
It-
might be
you
an
can't do that.
overreaction. I would just have a chat to him and calm it down. It's one game.
Yeah. I think the more dangerous one of the whole three was the Lira, whatever his name is.
Earlier, then.
Lira, yeah.
Yep.
Well, you nearly got it wrong.
Yep. Because of you.
But that was a dangerous one.
Yeah.
He actually kicked his hands. If you have a look at the replay there, and he's given it that one. That's dangerous. That
He
is
didn't do it
extremely
5 times,
dangerous.
did
No, but I think he's got to stop.
That's the
Pull back because he's a gun.
Yeah, good play.
He's a gun, isn't he?
Yeah.
That guy, Green, and he is a danger man.
Oh,
My
yeah.
word, he's a danger man. But they've got
to be able to cover him.
they've got 6 or 7 of them that are very, very dangerous.
Goldsack comes back last week, did an outstanding job.
And I worry about him this week.
I was always going to say, it's not your first game, it's your second game.
game.
Your second game, you never come up as
That's
well.
right.
Your adrenaline drives you through that first one.
Yes.
Back, but it's that second
Yeah.
one that hurts. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they can cover
You still
that.
like Collingwood?
I think at the
At the
MCG
G, yeah.
in Melbourne, I
Yeah.
think Collingwood just. Yeah.
Okay, all right, let's go SNFL quickly. North Adelaide play the Eagles.
Yeah, Roosters for mine, just hit the scoreboard. That's
Yeah.
the difference. The Eagles have played 9 games at Adelaide Oval and have only ever scored over 10 goals twice.
Okay, good stat.
Thank you.
You've done your homework, which I'm happy with. I,
Something you're not familiar with.
that's right. Well, I'm going against you. I like the Eagles. I think they're finals hardened, and I think they're a real chance to win and
Cup of tea on it?
get another crack at Norwood.
Cup of tea on
Cup of tea done.
Yeah,
Cup of
done.
tea's done. That's it, Timmy. Thank you very much for joining us today, mate. I really appreciate it. Great show.
Right, Jack. Probably the best one.
For sure it was the best one. But I really thank you for joining us, mate. And we'll catch up again really soon. And thank you all for joining us on the SA Sports Show.